Hello.
All right, ladies. Hi. You guys look so beautiful, first of all. Thank you so much for joining us on day 2 of the Catch a Vibe conference. This episode is all about, discussion is all about entrepreneurship. So I am just so excited to talk to both of you ladies about that.
Yes.
I'm Tatiana Drake, the host of Soaring podcast, and
I'm Michaela Love, wellness concierge of Cooking with Love.
Jasmine Williams is a beauty concierge, and Kiera Hatcher is a fashion curator. So welcome, ladies.
Hi.
Hi.
All right, so I want to start. What'd you say, Jazz?
Oh, I said hi.
Oh, okay. A little delayed. Okay. So I want to start off with a little icebreaker. Okay. So if you could bring back any fashion trend, what would the fashion trend be?
Ooh.
Who wants to go first?
I guess I'll go first. It's kind of back in style already, but when I was younger, I used to really like bell-bottom jeans, like the flared jeans, like the bigger the flare, like that's what I wanted. And I'm slowly seeing it now. Like you'll see more like boot cut now. You'll see like a straight leg. It's not like just skinny anymore. So I think we might see like more of a flared out leg soon.
It's interesting you say that because I actually never really stopped rocking bell-bottom jeans. Like I just like the way that they fit. They just look cute. So I guess it's just always still been in style. Yeah. What about you, Dad? Yes.
Ooh, I don't think I would bring anything back. I think we were going through some stuff when I was a little younger.
Okay. Well, then how about this? What is the most embarrassing fashion trend that you used to rock?
I wouldn't say they're embarrassing, but the Melissas, they used to see through shoes.
Oh, yes, that's the. I never had a pair of those, but only because my feet sweat. So I don't know how that worked out with the Melissas. I was just like, I don't want to be embarrassed. Girl. So,
I love them. I thought they were the most beautiful shoes in the world back then, but now I'm like, woo. All that sweating.
They were popping in middle school, though. They were popping.
Yes, they were, but I wouldn't bring it back.
The girls would wear the Melissas with the gauchos. Y'all remember those?
Oh, yes. Gaucho pants.
Terrible. Yes. Okay, so Jazz, you have a cosmetic line called Real Royalty Cosmetics. It's a vegan and cruelty-free lip gloss. You have hair growth oil, eyelashes, and so much more. Okay, so I noticed you have starter lip gloss kits. Can you tell us a little bit about your starter kits?
Well, the starter kits basically come with everything you need to start a lip gloss company. So you need syringes, you need lip gloss base, you need cosmetic grade pigments, so the colors, you need pipettes in order to actually put the lip glosses once you make them into the lip gloss tubes. And pretty much I add clean gloves inside of it because you have to be 100% sanitary when you're doing lip glosses. It's a cosmetic thing. People put this on their face. You don't want them to break out or anything like that. So yes, I do that for other people who would like to do lip gloss making, because for me it's very therapeutic and I love it. So I hope other people will enjoy it sooner or later.
That's pretty cool. So why vegan? It's vegan based because I was a vegan for some time. I now live more of a pescatarian, vegetarian diet with still some traditional vegan ways as well. So I was actually very interested in knowing why you chose to, create a lip gloss that's actually vegan.
I chose to do it like that. Basically, you do have a lot of people that want to be fashionable, but because of their life choices, they're unable to actually purchase. So this way, everyone can benefit from it. and it doesn't go against anyone's beliefs. And also my partner, she's well, she's not vegan, she's pescatarian, and certain products she won't use. So I try to keep in mind everyone around me and just not one audience.
Yeah,
That's good. Inclusion.
which is very necessary as far as having a business.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the idea for your business?
Actually, one day me and my partner was just kind of sitting at home. We actually started with just wanting to be fashion, but I just kind of took over. Her style is a little bit unique and it takes a longer process. And for me, I've always been in love with just the beauty industry. Just growing up, seeing my mom, she does hair. My grandmother used to always do makeup, and being at her house as a little kid on the weekends and just seeing her, be in tune, and it just made her feel beautiful. And I just wanted to be a part of it. So I just kind of took over and was like, I'm going forward with this.
Yeah.
And so that's just kind of how it came across. And I just wanted to help other people, especially like we have shea butter and it's very good for people with eczema. I struggle with that since I turned 17. Our bodies change as we get older. So that was something that actually helped me get rid of it. And when it does flare up, it helps. So I wanted to add to my line things that were going to be helpful for other people as well, kind of struggling with different things.
Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so do you have any other questions for John?
Yes. So, Tati kind of mentioned that you have a few things under your brand. You have the hair oil, you have the lip gloss, you have the body butter, as well as some hair pieces. Can you talk to us about that a little bit?
Yeah, because we're waiting on.
The hair pieces.
Yes.
So I actually haven't put it on my website yet, but I will be adding it to my line. That's one thing I love, just personally myself, just kind of playing around. I love to switch it up. We can be one day we can look like, I don't know, like Beyonce or Phil, just like a different person. I love to just kind of switch it up. So that's one thing that I do love about hair extensions. And then, sometimes for an individual, it may help boost their self-esteem, or, some people, they love natural hairstyles. So I love that with hair extensions, you can have a variety of looks. So you don't have to just go for a straight look. You can go for a curly look. If you want more of like a poofy look, you can actually do that even if your actual hair can't achieve it. So
yeah. Okay.
I like the way you spent that at the end. Even if your actual hair can't achieve it,
Yes,
you can achieve anything.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, Kiara, you are a fashion curator. You have your own clothing line called Capsule. Is that how you pronounce it, Capsule?
Capsule, yes.
So, okay. And you do work as a stylist as well, styled by Key, right?
Yeah.
Interesting play on words. Okay. I like it. So tell us a little bit about how you came up with the name of your business and decided that you wanted to even start making clothes.
Yeah, so Capsule actually started off as a school project in college.
Yeah.
Yeah, go Matadors. So I studied fashion merchandising. That was my major. And so my senior year, I had this class. I forgot what it's called, like business. It's like entrepreneurship, basically. And our final project was to create our own business plan from the ground up. So we spent that whole semester. That's what, like 4 months. Yeah, we spent the whole semester coming up with the name, what we're gonna sell. It actually had to be like a physical storefront. So we had to find an actual location and map out everything. It was very intense. Yeah.
You didn't come out of that class with a business. I don't know.
Right. It's like, well, we had to. So that's how my first original idea came up. It was called something else. I forgot what I even called it. It was a different name, but capsule came to me because there's a concept called a capsule wardrobe, and it's spelled with a C. And it basically means when all the pieces in your wardrobe fit together. So it's like the same color scheme, and you can just mix and match everything very easily. If you like travel, you can pack maybe like 7 items and mix and match them. They all go well together without having to overpack. And so I like that concept. I like being versatile and being able to match everything together. And so
I noticed a lot of your stuff has like a lot of warm tones. They all kind of fit together.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah. Neutrals, nothing too like no crazy patterns. It's kind of simple. And yeah, so my name starts with a K, so I just switched the C to a K, and that's how the name came up. But yeah, originally it was my school project.
So confidence is key. A lot of like
started that off.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of your pieces have confidence is key for Kiara, I'm assuming. So now that we know like the idea behind like your business and how you came up with it, did you dive right into like keeping it going, or did you kind of put it to the side and then you picked it back up later on in life? Because I know you said that the name ended up changing. So there's a lot of life that happens after graduating, you know, and doing all that. So can you elaborate?
Yeah, so I turned it in for school. It was a project. I got my grade. I got a very good response to it, so I kind of kept that in mind. But I wasn't really thinking like I could really make a business out of it. So life went on. That's when I started styling, and that's when Styled by Key came up. A lot of people call me Key for short, so that's where that name came from. And so I focused more on styling, and then it wasn't until after I got pregnant, had my son, like a lot, maybe like 3 years passed from college, and life went on. I was working other jobs, and it wasn't until I had my son where I really started to think about the idea again. It had always been in the back of my head, but it wasn't until I had my son, I was on maternity leave. I kind of had time to just kind of sit and think about life and where I was going. And that's when the idea popped back up in my head, and I was like, okay, let me try this out. Let me see if I can really do it.
Yeah.
So Kiara, at that point, you know, when the idea came back to you and everything, did you immediately jump into like legitimizing your business, or did you work on the creative aspect and then jump into kind of getting your ducks in the row, so to speak?
Good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. No, I didn't jump right in. I had to do a little more research because I switched my idea from being a storefront to e-commerce.
Okay.
So I had to learn more about the e-commerce side. What was the first step for that? What's the first step period in even starting? How do I even register my name? Because that was really a part of my class. You know, we could only do so much in class, but we didn't have to act. You know, it was more just a concept. So yeah, I had to research on, I thought I had to get a trademark first for the name, but it was like, no, you have to register your business name. So I did that, and it took a couple months to really get like my paperwork and everything in order. And then I started to do the creative and the website and the Instagram and dive more into that.
The marketing side of things.
Nice. Okay. Thank you for that. Jazz, same question for you. Starting your business, did you start with the creative aspect first and then jump into legitimizing everything? How was that process for you?
My first process was just creating my company, wanting to know what name I wanted to use before I actually got started, checking the websites out to see if my name was actually taken, because you do have to do that. Pretty much, I wanted to come with content. So I worked on the creative side and just learning my products and doing a lot of research on how I can create my product to be a little different from other people. I know when, especially dealing with a cosmetic line, we have a lot of people. It's saturated in the industry, so you want to figure out what's going to make you stand out.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where my focus was, and then afterwards, I kind of went to the legal side and registered my name after I was like, okay, I got to get myself out there. Kind of was like, your name has to pop. You want to see what kind of feedback you're going to get from people. And then it was going there. I know different people do different approach, but that's the way I went about it.
So Jazz, what would you say? Because you just said something. You said you wanted to figure out what made you different from another cosmetic line. So what do you say that thing is that makes you different from other cosmetic lines?
Good question.
I would say that I actually do a lot of research and try to give people something that's actually going to be health benefit, as well as not just trying to go the cheap way around about it. Not to knock anyone else's craft, because that is their craft and that's the way they want to do it, but pour just a lot of love into everything that I do and don't try to cheat my way out of it or cut the cost, because when you start doing that, I mean, it sells, but you are your brand. And so when you send something out to a consumer and they receive something that they weren't expecting, because photos look great on Facebook or Instagram or any type of social media, but like far as lip glossing goes, and I put the lip gloss on my lips, but it doesn't feel moisturizing, but we promote that it's moisturizing, but we don't put enough oils inside of our product. It's like a disappointment. It's when you get a package from a company, you know, it's like receiving candy, like a little kid. You want to be excited, and then you don't want that disappointment to go away. You want that excitement to stay. So you just, that's what I do to stand out. I don't just think of it as trying to make money. I think of it as like, I'm giving this person something that's going to make their day. So what will make my day? Quality over quantity.
Nice. So what would you say your key driving force is in having a cosmetic line?
My key driving force with like just having a business in general is my family, because at the end of the day, that's who I do it for. I do it for other people as well, but what I gain from it is a lot of knowledge, and just my family in general will benefit from it in the long run. And me just going through the hurdles that I go through within my business, I can help the next person, whether it be a family member or a friend, get to that level where they need to be at without having to go through the hurdles that I go through. So I just kind of take every step and just keep going, because I know there's someone else that maybe needs to hear something that I'm actually going through, so I can help them go around that hurdle instead of going through it like I do.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And Kiara, I see you nodding, and I can only imagine if that resonates for you as well. Same question for you, love.
Can you repeat the question again?
So it was basically, what is the key driving force for you even having a business?
Oh, well, yeah, like Jazz said, my family, my son, just wanting to have more and do better than my parents did, or not that they did a bad job, but just wanting to keep that like progression going, wanting to have control over my own like work-life balance. I think that's very important. Sometimes when you're working for someone else, they don't really understand your family life, or they may not care about your family life. And it's important that I am able to balance both. I enjoy working, but I also enjoy being a mom. So they need to balance out. I don't ever want to take away from my kid because I'm working or, doing something, especially that I'm not fully 100% like invested in.
Passionate about,
Or feeling like you have to choose.
Yeah, definitely. I think we all kind of have that struggle, like with working, because I don't know if you work a 9 to 5 as well, Jazz, but I know, we do. And it is very difficult showing. Oh, you do as well? Okay, so it's very difficult working and then coming home to have to work on your stuff as well, your own stuff, your own dreams, your own vision after giving so much to somebody else's all day long. And then on top of that, still having to pour into your family, your friends, if you're in a relationship, if you're married, whatever, your kids. So having that balance is a very important thing to make sure that we're on top of. It's one of the topics that has played in every conversation that we have had this entire conference. So balance, if we don't take anything away from anything, balance. Have a work-life balance for sure. Definitely.
I have another question for you, ladies. It is so important to validate yourself as an entrepreneur, during your process, believing in your product, believing in your brand. But what does it feel like when you don't have the support of, let's say, friends or loved ones or what have you? How do you navigate and maneuver through that?
Can I piggyback off of that just a little bit? Because and I'll go just from the social media aspect of things, because we are promoting everything that we do on social media. So one of the things that I find is you get more support from the people that you don't know than your own family and friends sometimes. And that is extremely painful and hurtful sometimes. So I need to know this question. It's like, how do you guys navigate through this? What do you do? Like, do you feel that same pain at times? Do you care?
Go ahead, Jack.
First. Okay.
Go ahead.
Go first. Okay. Yes, that's actually something that I battle with a lot, especially at the beginning, because you see family members all day long on social media, and they will post the most people, and you're like, who is this? So you expect the same, like you expect it automatically. So it is something that as an entrepreneur, you just kind of have to shake off and just keep continuing to believe in yourself, because at the end of the day, that's who's going to drive your company. You, and I don't know if any of you else have co-owners, but you just keep pushing and just never give up, because you'll be surprised the actual people who do support you a lot. And they're always the people that you don't know. And family is just family. You just gotta love them and just keep moving, because they won't support you, because they know you. They know, oh, Jasmine that grew up. They know Jasmine that, oh, she still works a job. So I don't have to worry about that. But your name is important to you, or your company name, whatever it is. It's important to you, so and you believe in yourself and keep moving, because their support, it's not needed. You want it, but it's not needed to be able to be successful.
That's interesting that you say that, that you made that connection with your family not supporting you because they knew the old you. Because I always look at that from a standpoint of when you're trying to grow and change in life and do better for yourself, not even on a business, type of vibe, but just for you, for yourself, spiritually, mentally, just health-wise. And I always find that you do find the family members reminding you of who you used to be constantly over and over again. So to hear that connection in business as well is very interesting. And it's the first time I've ever heard it used like this. So makes a lot of sense. So thank you for providing that insight. Kira, what about you?
We're on the same page. I was kind of quiet about starting my business in the beginning, because I already knew that there would be a little bit of pushback or like negativity or just questions that maybe I didn't even have the answers to yet. So I kind of kept it to myself. And it wasn't until like okay, I got the website up, and now I'm like actually getting my product in, that I started like talking about it more, like to my parents or to friends, because I just wanted to block out all the opinions, good or bad. I kind of just wanted to block it out because I knew that they would be there. And just focus. I didn't want it to get to me, and I was determined. Like once I decided I was going to do it, I'm like, okay, I'm doing this, no matter what. So I just didn't feel the need to really share until I was actually doing it. And so then I started getting questions like, well, what is this? What do you have going on? Like, the questions, and I'll give a little information here and there, just kind of general. And it wasn't until probably like I fully launched everything, then I started actually talking about it more with family and friends. And I could see the like eyebrow being raised a little bit, like, what is she up to? Like, what is she doing? But eventually, as you start selling stuff, as they see you like growing and progressing, then they slowly kind of come back on board. But I think it's that initial like, okay, you're doing something different. No one really in my family owns their own business or does fashion in the way that I do, so it's kind of foreign to them. So just naturally, when something is different, people have questions, people have doubts, and I just didn't want to deal with it, so I waited to kind of say anything. I don't know if that's the best way either, because you end up keeping a lot of things in to yourself, like a lot of frustrations or stress. But that's what I did, and now I'm at a point. I'm about a year in now where I can like openly talk, and I have family members who actually buy things from me, and they are showing support. But it took years, so.
Okay, so you have a different experience to where you do have like positive support from family and
now
that they see that you have a product and you're actually doing it.
Yes, when it was just a concept though, not really. No, it's like, businesses fail. 50% of businesses fail in the first time.
Putting their own fears onto you.
Yeah, that type of feedback and opinion, and I was just like, no, I don't want to deal with that. So.
It also
what about you? You have to answer this question too. No, you don't get to get away. He's trying to get away from the question. You have a business as well. Just with love. So please answer the question. Thank you.
Well, it's interesting. I feel like I have a lot of love and support coming from every angle. Family, friends, new customers that I look at as supporters that, continue to return and buy products from me. And I always love to showcase that on my Instagram pages. On my Instagram page, they write reviews. So I'm grateful for like all of the love and the support.
How did you actually get started with your business?
How did I get started? So Cooking with Love, I had it for a while, and I used to do meal prep service before I got into practicing as an associate's marriage and family therapist. And then once that got going, I kind of put it to the side, and then I started making sea moss for myself. So kind of like you, Jazz, like I was doing something for me. And it just kind of like caught on. And Tati over here was one of my first sea moss customers. It was like, hey, I keep seeing you make this thing. I'm kind of interested. Can I buy a jar? And at that point, like I didn't have anything established.
So see, this was all about me in the end.
Oh my gosh. I don't have anything established, but I've always had some kind of hustle about me. Like in high school, I think I was selling candy and hot chips.
Hot chips,
Girl, like
hot chips, everything.
So I always had like some kind of hustle about me. And so once Tati bought a jar, I posted it, and then another friend purchased a jar, and I was just like, okay, I have to get this thing going. So kind of like Jazz, I started on the creative part first, and then I doubled back and went to getting my ducks in a row and all my paperwork and, registering my name and everything like that. And so it has been a wonderful process, like just connecting with people.
Yeah.
Because one of those people that I connected with was Jazz. We were just so supportive of each other. Like she would send me something, I would send her something. I had a question, she had a question. And that was just so beautiful, because a lot of times in business, I feel like women,
they try to keep the information to themselves. They try to do it, to not pass along the baton and help somebody else out.
Right. Yeah. And that was a completely different narrative with Jazz. She was always just open to sharing anything that she knew. And likewise, one of the things that, I respect about Jazz is that, she does her research. There was a point where I was struggling with trying to figure out my e-commerce store with Shopify. And, she had bought a smoothie from me, and I was just like, I'm just gonna try to get someone to do it for me or pay someone. And she was like, girl, let me see your phone, and was just showing me how to do it. And, I just really appreciated that. And ever since then, I was just like, I got to keep paying it forward. Jazz took the time to show me something. Let me show somebody else something, and just keep passing the baton, like you said.
Absolutely. And I think it's great when you find, friends or associates who turn into friends who are willing to really teach you what they know. And just being a willing vessel actually goes a long way. I am very blessed to have a great support group of friends who really pour into me. Just trying to get things together for my podcast. I had so much help from Alicia. We talked about Alicia Rome, who was actually on yesterday. We missed yesterday's. Go back and check it out, because we had Maisha and Alicia on, and it was a great conversation. But she really was someone who helped me as well, just get everything started. She was here today helping us with lighting. So you know what I mean? She didn't have to do that. Right. She didn't have to do that. So I think it's great. So Jazz, thank you so much for being that person for Michaela to help her. And being that woman, because that's big of you. It's a lot of that that's missing. Which brings me to my last question. Okay. So what do you think the common mistake is? Did somebody say something? No? Okay. What do you think the common mistake is that female entrepreneurs make? And how can we avoid making them?
That's a good question.
I think that our first mistake sometimes, not all the times, but trying to sell a product that isn't needed. If you don't see a need for it, you won't sell it. So we get discouraged and we believe that entrepreneurship won't work, but it's not actually that it won't work. It's the product. You have to figure out, what is it that people are buying? What exactly do they actually need? Because if I try to go and sell, well, right now you see fry cookers. They're very popular. Everybody wants them. So if you go and sell a fry cooker, not a fry cooker, air fryer.
Oh, air fryer.
Everyone's gonna go out and buy it. But if I try to sell you something else, maybe like a little small clip or something, there's no need for it. They can go anywhere and just find it, but they might not need that clip all the time. They just need it on random occasions. So just do your research. That's all I can give a person who wants to be an entrepreneur. That's the way to make it past that kind of challenge. Do your research, see what's in the market, and don't be afraid to jump in a market that you feel is saturated, because there's some kind of way that you can stick out.
Right.
I agree.
I was gonna say, do your research. I think a lot of, maybe not even women, just people in general, I think we're also eager to get our things started or be rich or show off to people that we're not even really taking the time to work for what we want. We're kind of just jumping on the bandwagon or, oh, I have an idea today, let me push it out tomorrow. And it's like, no, you have to, like Jazz said, do your research. For me, my research started in college. That was a 4-month class. It took me 4 months to put that together. And then on top of that, I had to research probably for another 2 months. Before I pushed any product out, before I put any picture online, it was just me like soaking in, yeah, what is the market? Okay, fashion is already saturated. How am I going to make mine different? And what's my brand going to be? And what, what's going to make it special to me? And so I think a lot of, it might be more of a generational thing than a gender thing. But I think a lot of people in our generation are just trying to like hurry up and like get there, get to the top, and not putting in that time, not putting in that passion. You're trying to sell something you're not even passionate about. There's going to be a disconnect there. So if it's like you said, I wanted a lip gloss, or I wanted products that weren't going to affect my eczema or, whatever it is. Me, I'm a mom. I do a lot of different things. I don't have a lot of time to get dressed. That's something where I'm like, okay, let me just put on something and go. But I do like fashion. I do like to look nice. So why not have it be something nice that's easy to throw on, but still is cute, So that's what my angle was. And so I think you have to find what it is that specifically sets you apart and then run with that. And that'll help you.
The passion, what you're passionate about is what's ultimately going to drive you. And I believe that wholeheartedly. So if you're passionate about it, then you can make a way out of no way. So
absolutely.
Yes. Thank you so much, ladies, for giving us your time and talking with us tonight. I don't know if you guys have any questions for us. If not, we're going to let you guys go.
No, I was talking with you ladies, and I hope to be able to connect and try out your lip gloss and your food and listen to your podcast. And yeah, this is great to be able to connect with other women who are doing the same thing.
Yes, absolutely, definitely. Yes. So we'll be putting up links and everything and plugging everybody together and purchasing some of Jazz's lip gloss because I love lip gloss. And I like that you said in it, girl, because she was just teasing me. She said I needed to put some more lip gloss. And I was like, but I just did.
I know. I was like, I forgot. Wait a minute.
Okay, I love a good lip gloss. And Kiera, I love your hoodies, especially. I want one.
Comfy.
So I'm gonna get one of those hoodies, and I want a yellow one. I already got my eyes set on it. So the one that
I'm dropping new products soon, so stay tuned.
Yes, women supporting women.
Absolutely.
Thank you, ladies.